I had one of those moments about 5 seconds into a video, really I didn't even make it past the headline, when something hit me. Overturning Roe vs. Wade was a really stupid move. Now, before you all lose your minds and start typing furiously on your phones or keyboards or whatever, hear me out first, keep your pants on. I'm not suggesting it was a bad move legally. The case was solid, it moves out of the courts into the states, no problems there. Culturally, though, looking at it now, it was a disastrously dumb move, and I'll try to explain why. Normally I'd swing very heavily to the right, but let's all pretend we're the aliens again. So we're going to adopt a truly neutral stance here. We're a third group looking at the peculiarities of this society around this cultural phenomenon called abortion. If we strip away all the politics, the science, the nuance, etc., if we strip it down to its baremost bones, what is the contention between the two sides over this procedure? One side thinks it's morally reprehensible, the other side does not. So the problem is morality. If we look at the conservatives, regardless of the law in the books, they don't get an abortion because they hold the moral high ground. They can abstain because they aren't flinging their seed around like a loose garden hose cranked on full blast. And then again, mind you, the way the left treats their body and appearance, I don't know why the hell they're so obsessed with this issue. They can't even define men or women, let alone have sex, but anyway, I digress. So these are your two positions. The crux of this problem, then, is not the conservatives who are already morally orientated, it is the left who are utterly morally destitute and seemingly do not have the capacity to engage in coitus in a responsible manner. That is what you must alter. Is reversing the law, then, in any way going to change their morals? No, because as we know, banning things does not make their desires go away. You've done nothing to change the mind of the attitude of the leftists. The moral decay is still there. All you've done is piss them off. You've merely outsourced the problem to different states. So in the grand scheme of things, you've done absolutely nothing except further exasperate the partisan divide. So now we have no moral mediation of this, just all or nothing via the law. Genius! Why are we like this? Really, I'm asking. Because as best as I can tell, there's an ever-increasing push of the infantilization of society as all the responsibility of the grown-ups are being outsourced. The basics of a work ethic, why you must be moral for the good of your community, how and why to get a competent partner, to have a family, to have a skill, what it means to live for a noble purpose. All of this is gone. We have for decades eroded teachings and cultural practices away from the local, the family and the church, into state institutions and government, to these soulless entities that have no ties to the community whatsoever. And because these institutions clearly serve a political interest, every action and reaction they take or respond to seems to further spur this tribal divide. This is not a formula for unity, it's a formula for chaos. Well, the one side is grounded in common sense with a firm grasp on reality, the other side is completely insane. I mean, yes, you can say, well, you're not helping with that kind of language. I'm not trying to help, I'm trying to be honest. I don't know how to engage with someone who doesn't share my values or my culture. We may as well be speaking a different language, which makes no sense because we are, in fact, speaking the same language. I don't know how to communicate with another human who's this deeply indoctrinated because if you probe their non-thinking lobes, their immediate response is to get hostile. You may as well be speaking to a mentally debilitated human because a common thread of low IQ humans is aggression. If there isn't some common tie of unity between people, I don't know how this doesn't end in some kind of bloodshed because I don't see this system not snapping at some point. It's just barely hanging on by continuously thinning threads. And that is all for today. I will see you all next time.